Okay, so I've had this message that's been trying to come through, and it's about the Hierophant. And this phrase that I heard a while back, and this message just keeps like revolving, trying to come through, trying to come through. So here we are. So yeah, with the Hierophant and the phrase, the power to loose, the power to bind, and the power to loose. The power to loose, the power to bind. Okay, so I got to thinking about it, and it's also ruled by Taurus. And obviously, I'm recording this in the middle of 2026, so we're looking at Chiron in Taurus, but that's going to be there for a pretty good while. So, anyway, the power to loose, the power to bond. And the thought that keeps revolving around that and is, that we, each and every one of us, have that power within us. And I think this message just really needs to get out because I, you, me, we have that power within us, and we are so much stronger than we give ourselves credit for or that we realize. And I don't know, I feel like someone needs to hear this right now, that the power of your mind and the amazing things that you can overcome or put into motion is just unfathomable. It's just amazing. And I was thinking about it earlier today, about like some of how I have overcame some things, and it's just so relevant. But there's this underlying tone that I think really needs to be kind of like excavated and looked at and really taken into consideration. So, for example, when, let's say, you're releasing someone and you're maybe going no contact, blocking, all of the things, cutting cords. That's the power to loose. But in turn, like, it goes hand in hand. So in turn, what will you replace that with? Because if you don't adopt, I don't know, a healthy regiment, or along those lines, like start walking regularly. I mean, if you already do something like that, then a different style of meditation practice. If it's going to be different for everyone, but I know that it's even a basic principle for people who are like in recovery, and they work steps, and they're releasing an addiction they have to in turn create a new pathway, create a new way of life, create, new memories with different people, places, and things to fill that spot of the thing, the person, the place that they release. And it's really imperative to understand that, because we can, do all the things to release and cut cords and block and all, have that intention, that very strong intention. But if we don't create something to like replace or fill that empty space, I think it's another phrase that's used in recovery. If you don't create the life that you don't wish to escape, it's something along those lines. So yeah, it's all about the habits and the mindset and the people that you surround yourself with and the intention behind it, like all of the things. It's A, B, C, all the way through. Because if not, then we're not giving ourselves a fair chance. We're not giving ourselves like the full opportunity to reach our potential, to smash out those goals, to overcome the things that we were locked in on. And we really, really do have that power within us, like the Hierophant. And I think it's just really important to take a long, hard look at that energy right now, especially like I said with the Chiron and the power that we harness within is so much more, I think, than we give ourselves credit for. And also, it's a good way to look at, if you're gonna, work on any kind of like self-improvement as far as your health, your body, or things like quitting smoking, anything like that. It's going to be different, like I said, for each and every one of us. Not only to give ourselves that fighting chance, but an act of like self-love, self-investment. And that's another thing that had kind of crossed my mind when I was meditating, contemplating on that Hierophant energy, is the ability to learn as you go and to stay the course. I didn't know it, but I'd looked into it, and it says something along the lines of the Hierophant presenting the knowledge, the wisdom from the High Priestess, because he's sitting in between those pillars. And I think that is kind of representative of a beautiful balance. We work on our gifts, and we really, get in touch with our intuition, and we're, doing all that, inner work, and then active surrender. Not passive surrender, it's active surrender. And I thought it was such a really amazing way of looking at it. To actively surrender by replacing what we release with ways of actively improving, said release. So it's really like that balance of the masculine and feminine within each and every one of us. It's a really great thing. It's a really great accomplishment to be able to put that work in and put that time and energy and effort into investing into ourselves and just doing the thing. We talk about it, we journal about it, we upload videos about it, we listen to recordings and uploads and all these different readings and messages about it, but what are we actively doing to replace the thing that we want to be free from, that we want to release so badly? So yeah, it's just been like bubbling up for, since yesterday. So almost 24 hours I've just had this recurring message about the Hierophant and how we each have the power to loose and the power to bind. I can release something, but I can also bind a new skill set, habit, mindset. Just take your pick. So yeah, I hope this reaches who it's meant for. I hope this helps. And if you like the video, share it. Feel free to subscribe. And I'll talk to you again real soon.